Okay, hello, and welcome to this video about how to beat bugs solo, right? Everything I discuss here can be applied to team games as well. If you feel like I need to carry or want to carry or show off, whatever it is, right? As long as you're having fun, who cares? Um, yeah, if you just want to improve individually as a player, especially against bugs, this is the guide. This guide is going to dissect completely what I think is the most efficient build out there. There will be no game footage here, right? My explanations will be deep but very practical. I'll try to make it as easy for you to understand as well. And there won't be any game footage involved simply because it takes too long to edit. And I've drawn up pictures to help simplify this entire process. Um, and one thing I'll also state is with these kind of guides, I will never upload them if I haven't already completed a stimless kill or run on the highest difficulties. Um, because what is it? It's really easy to talk theory, right? Or this could be better, that could be better, but you've got to prove it, right? And I'm not doing this because I'm a regular content creator, right? I'm only doing it for Helldiver and I want to show off what I believe is the best because that's what interests me. But how do I know it's the best, right? Everyone's got their own criteria. This guy is not a participation trophy. And I'll define what I my criteria of the best. If you have a different version of it, by all means. But if you want to know what is the most efficient, then just keep watching. Okay, right? This guide is all about efficiency and so on. And To clarify again, I focus on stimless, deathless, full map clear runs on the highest difficulties, and you've got to kill as many as possible, right? It's action packed. Um, and I'm also going to show like why do I do this, right? I'm not going to say this whole thing here. You can pause the video, take a screenshot, whatever. That's how and why I can do it. I'm not here to dispute that. So let's move on, right? Again, you can pause the video, look it up, whatever. That's my definition of the best. If you have a different one, by all means, this video um, if this doesn't interest you, right, there are plenty of other guides out there. Okay. Now, in terms of how to solo bugs, okay, and just how to get better at it, is you want to go back to the basics, right? I'm going to share a link down below of like the basics of how to solo. Because here's the thing with best builds is a builds um can improve drastically if you have the skills to back it up. If you don't, then your build is not going to be as good as you want it to be if you don't know the basics. It's kind of like this. Imagine you're a chef, or you want to be a chef, right? Just because you're given Michelin star ingredients doesn't mean you're going to create a Michelin star dish, right? You have to have the skills to know how to use it. And my builds, you could call it trying to be sweaty, but here's the thing, they don't have to be sweaty to work just as well as I've mentioned. Okay. I just push them to the max. Um, yeah, so remember the basics, always check your map, right? Wrap your enemies around terrain. Again, I'll link down the video below that goes over this. Learn how to bait enemy reinforcements. Be prepared to fight on multiple fronts at the same time. Learn the basic layouts of enemy bases, right? And, and this video guide is mostly going to be about into two parts, basically about my build. And then the second part is going to focus more on about why I didn't choose the other options, right? Because you might be wondering, like, what do I think of the sniper if I choose a different thing, right? Um, yeah, and you don't have to use the build I suggest at the end of the day. If you want to mix it up a little, by all means, right? But yeah, ideally you want to pick stratagems that can fight enemies on multiple fronts, can be used option 30 seconds, whatever. It could be 40 seconds, could be 50 seconds, 60 seconds. It's just a number. In short, the more often you can use it, the better, right? Have support weapons that can uh, have stratagems that can handle what your pets can't. And ideally you want to have control in tight spaces because a million bugs are trying to face hug you. You do not want to face hug them back, right? You want to keep a distance, like social distancing. Anyway, let's get to it, right? The bug loadout. So this is what I think is the most efficient bug loadout at this moment in the game. I think the patch is I forget the patch, right? But it's early 2025. And there's been no major patches yet. So this is the bug loadout. So we have strafing run, orbital napalm barrage, the bubble shield, and the grenade launcher with the stamina booster. Right? We have the scout trailblazer armor, we have the cookout shotgun, we have the grenade pistol, and we have stun grenades. So just a quick summary of this is strafing run can literally take out anything. It can also take out spore spewers. I think that's the name of the towers, right? Yeah. It can take them out really easily. It can take out the most hated enemy in the game for me, okay, is shriekers. I hate shriekers, right? It's not that they're badly designed, they're fine. It's just that they are an absolute nuisance, okay? I hate them more than anything. Um, so I want to destroy their nest ASAP. So strafing runs are amazing for that. If you angle it right, you could take out an entire like shrieker nest of three trees in like one strafing run, or you could do it in two. The orbital napalm barrage is just for bug breaches because there's so many of them. The biggest threats in the bug front is not the impalers, not the chargers, not the bile titans. Okay, they are not your biggest threats, even though they are the biggest bugs. The biggest threats are the hordes of hunters and I call super warriors, the red ones that spawn from the alpha commanders that are chasing after you. The shield, the bubble shield is an absolute necessity if you're going stimless. If you don't care about going stimless, right, and you'll use stims all day long because that's what you like, by all means. If so, I'd probably switch this for a either eat, right, expendable anti-tank, or you could use 500 kg orbital precision strike, whatever you want. Okay, if you want to focus a bit more anti-tank there. And then the grenade launcher. Okay, I've seen a lot of YouTubers like rank this pretty low, and I'm like, you guys have no idea what you're talking about when it comes to this. Too many weapons to just focus on, hey, can it take out a Bar Titan or Charger? If so, let's ignore all its other weaknesses, kind of thing, right? But no, grenade launcher is king. It has been king since day one, since the game was presented. Even though we had the railgun, which was stupidly OP, right? It could one tap charges and bile titans and whatnot. And it was great, but like that's just two threats, not even the biggest threats. Um, Same thing when we had the flamer, right? Shriekers would absolutely destroy you, and there was a lot of them when the flamer was absolute OP, right? And the flamer could only kill like some hordes of bugs and chargers, but it couldn't really reliably kill Bytines before they killed you. Okay. But yeah, the grenade launcher is literally your mini airstrike. Now, a little bit about the bubble shield is the bubble shield is you've got even with the jump pack, you're going to get hit at least a couple of times. With the bubble shield, yeah, it can enable bad habits of movement. But with someone who actually knows how to move, you can learn how to trade hits correctly. Um, and it's regenerative armor, right? It's not stims where you can break, you can mend broken limbs. But to give you an idea of how many hits I normally tank on the stimulus level 10 runs right now is on the run with 875 kills, I got hit 49 times. On a run with 767 kills, I got hit 31 times. And on the run with 948 kills, I got hit 26 times. Now, what hits me most of the time, and I've actually counted this, is the ones that will hit you the most is always going to be the hunters. Okay. The hunters will catch you no matter what, even if you have a jump pack, because you'll get hit on cooldown. Hunters have some buggy coding where sometimes they'll just straight up ignore whatever you shoot at them and they'll still fly and hit you anyway, right? The next one that is probably going to hit you the most is going to be the Alpha Warriors. I'm just going to call them Alpha Warriors or Red Warriors that spawn from the Alpha Commandos. They move insanely fast. Um, and Shriekers, if you're not too careful, especially with Shrieker patrols, they will hit you all day. It's really annoying. And they will one-shot you. So yeah, Hunters, Alpha Warriors are the ones that are going to take you out the most, and then impalers. The number of times impalers will hit you due to BS coding is insanity. And Bile Titans stick, right? There's also being slowed from plants when you're panicking and you don't see that plant you stepped on. Oh no, you're not flying away from that with your jump pack. But yeah, this is insanely good. And I'm going to demonstrate with a few picture examples of common scenarios you're going to run into why it's such a lifesaver. Scout armor. I switched around armor a few times, but the whole minus detection range, right, is great because you can choose when to initiate surprise attacks better. You can lose aggro and lose swarms better, and you can just aggro beak bug breaches, the bait reinforcements, so much better. Why do we go cookout? Well, cookout is the only weapon, in fact, that can perform the role I ask it to, right? Because used to be a huge incendiary breaker user until they nerfed the max ammo from, was it 8 clips to 4, whatever it was, right? But even if they put the whatever the incendiary breaker back to normal, okay, I don't think I would take that again because the cookout is extremely good for a couple of reasons that only a few shotguns can do. They can push, not only stun temporarily, but push back alpha commanders and um what's it called? Alpha commanders and stalkers, right? Other shotguns of the same variant can do the same thing, but the reason why I choose the cookout over the other shotguns have the same variant, right? You can reload once, shoot once, reload once, shoot once, is the fact that it's a lot easier to kill shriekers flying at you compared to the other shotguns. Okay. But the fact that they can push back, okay, and stun stalkers and alpha commanders is extremely crucial because they do what no other guns in the game allow you to do. They allow you to create space, and the more space you can create between the bugs and yourself, the less likely they're going to hit you. Okay. Also, very ammo efficient as well. The grenade pistol I use as a backup. I prefer this over the other ones simply because I like to go crazy with my grenade launcher and annihilate anything. So I just go on a shooting spree with that. And the backup grenade pistol is for bug holes when I get a bit too crazy with my grenade launcher. Okay. The stun grenades is purely for charges. Okay. This build is not created to handle or at least kill a lot of chargers and bar titans outside of the strafing run. Okay. The reason for this being is if you think about it and look at your footage, or look at my footage, not being able to kill a bar time or charger within, I don't know what, 10 seconds isn't the end of the world. It doesn't really inhibit your ability to complete objectives or kill all the other bugs that much often. If you have a stun grenade, they're pretty easy to avoid. If you don't have a stun grenade, they're a lot harder to avoid because dodging charges is a pain in the ass. I say it's a pain in the ass because if someone says just run right past them, okay, they're forgetting the hundreds of bugs right behind that charger. You are not going to run at a charger and have it just run right past you. You are going to run away from it more often than you run towards it, especially when you're solo. Okay. You're almost never going to run towards it. And when you run away from it, I've got like, you can look at my stimless clips. The charger will quite often happily turn 180 degrees many, many, many times. So when you see a charger, if you are in a pinch, throw that stun grenade, okay? And lose it. Or if you really want to kill it, use strafing runs. Anyway, that's just a brief talk about that. Let's talk about the other stratagems I did choose. Now, the way I'm going to go about this, because I could talk about this forever, is that I'm going to do comparisons, right? Could it do better than what I'm about to say? Okay, 500 kg. We've already talked about like how it's unnecessary to kill chargers and bile titans specifically. You can kill most of the supporting elements. There's plenty of hell bombs lying around to kill them as well. Stun grenades for the chargers, you don't need it. You do need it. 500 kg is useless in the forest. And when I'm talking about most efficient builds, this needs to be able to operate no matter what terrain it's in. Okay, even if there were no trees, I would still take the the strafing run over the 500 kg for all your bug needs, right? Because strafing run, I think it's only about two strafing runs or three strafing runs on average to kill the charges and bile titans. And with your grenade launcher and cookout and orbital napalm, you can take care of any of the smaller bugs, giving your strafing run more chances just to focus on the heavies. Then we have Gatling orbital barrage. Like it, if you want to pin an enemy in place, you've got stun grenades. If you want to obliterate an enemy, you have orbital napalm, grenade launcher, and strafing run, right? It's literally a stationary strafing run, but slightly weaker. Um, so no, right? And you can use far more strafing runs than it. Airstrike has a major weakness is it's terrible in the forest in the same way 500 kg. Sure, it can basically one-shot charges and bio titans, but in terms of bug killing, you're just better off with the strafing run. Closing bug holes, you've got a grenade launcher. And also, most of the time, the bugs, they're coming at you in this direction. Okay. The strafing run, no, the airstrike comes in that direction. So like it's not going to catch a lot of the bugs. And the strafing one goes in the same direction as a patrol. Anyway, most patrols are going to come towards you. So strafing run is better. There's nothing the airstrike can replace and be more effective. We have orbital walking barrage is why would you take that, right? If you want to take, you got to think about what targets you want to take. The mega nest. Why would you just use an orbital napalm and go in with a grenade launcher, right? If need be. Because the napalm will take out more bugs than the walking barrage as well. Um, let's see. EMS stun, I've already got a stun grenade, and this thing doesn't even stun Bile Titans, if I recall correctly, right? Because they're stun immune. So that's useless. Smoke, I'm not even going to go into that, it's useless. Gas, I mean, if you want to use gas because it's fun, by all means, but it's basically useless. Well, not exactly useless. Like anyone puts this in a S tier, I'm going to start questioning their sanity. Like, okay, bug killing. Strafing run is far better, far superior. Like, if you're going to use this, what are you going to replace? It's going to be nothing here. Strafing run is just straight up better. This takes too long to kill by Titans, and it doesn't one shot. It doesn't even target correctly at times, right? The orbital rail cannon cluster has the same problem as airstrike, as I mentioned earlier, so that's why I don't pick it. I can't remember if cluster bombs are blocked by trees. I think they are. Um, Another form of smoke, same as before. It's you don't need smoke against bugs. Just stun them and run if you really need to. I think this is airburst, right? Where it just stays in one spot. Same reason as the orbital Gatling barrage. It's like if you just want to kill bugs, strafing run is better. Okay, one thing I want to mention about strafing run, sometimes it will actually start 30 meters um further back than when you started. So if you're using a strafing run, don't run away from it. Run sideways to it, okay? To mitigate that slight spaghetti code. Um, Orbital laser. Okay, orbital laser can really help you out, but here's the thing. I don't think, okay, I could be wrong. I don't think it prioritizes charges of bar titans over the other bugs. Okay. It's only got three uses as well. Even if it had more than three uses, it's like, why would you choose it? Okay. Because it has the same cooldown roughly as orbital napalm. And if you're calling in for bug breaches, which one do you want? The orbital laser or the napalm, right? Napalm every time. Also because it looks cooler. Okay, the orbital precision strike again is mainly charges and bar titans. We don't need it, right? It's also a lot harder to aim and get right compared to 500 kg because the blast radius from a 500 kg is bigger, I believe, or something like that. Um, and then 380 orbital barrage, same thing as it's like a napalm, but less good. But less good. It can kill bug holes, but you don't really care about bug holes using this to take out bug holes. It's just overkill, and it doesn't do a very good job of it anyway. or it does an okay job sometimes, but it's too RNG, RPG. It's too random, was what I'm trying to say. Um, then we have the flame strike, whatever it is. I can't remember if it gets blocked by the forest. I think it does, but again, why would it has the same problem as airstrike and the others? If you really want to kill bugs, strafing run. Okay, based on the pattern of which they chase you. They always run towards you. They don't run parallel to you. They just don't. Rarely ever. And then we have 120 millimeter orbital barrage. It's it's only a couple of seconds faster than any other barrage, and it doesn't kill as well. So again, if you want to kill loads of bugs, you've got a grenade launcher and you've got a strafing run. 110 millimeter. I'm not even going to talk about this. Okay, it's just useless. It should be removed from the game until it's fixed. The targeting's horrible. The damage is terrible. I'm not going to waste time on it. Okay, let's go to support weapons. Commando. So the commando again, bar titans and so on, like it's just unnecessary because those targets you don't really need to kill them. If you want to focus on killing them, um, for sure, right? Because it works really well for hit and run. But um, yeah, this commando is just not considered for the most efficient build simply because the biggest threats, not bar titans and charges, it is the little bugs. Um, the exosuit. I'm going to talk about both exosuits right now. The autocannon, the Emancipator, is just straight up better. I wish we had unlimited uses because then you could bring about 4 or 5 of these bad boys. If that was the case, I might consider actually bringing that over the shield because it's that much fun and it's that good. And it takes down Bile Titans and so on reasonably quickly and shields you really well. Um, but you only get like 2 uses, so no. Stalwart, I loved this gun at the beginning. But if you think about it, like, are you gonna replace the grenade launcher? Okay. Well, the grenade launcher can kill bugs far faster than the stalwart, right? And these stalwart, I don't believe it can kill shrieker nests, right? Whereas the um, grenade launcher can. So nothing really to talk about there. If you're looking for more like machine gun fire, just go strafing run instead. Um, let's see. Autocannon. So I like the autocannon. A lot of people like the autocannon for bugs. And the main reason why I wouldn't suggest it over the grenade launch, right, is it takes up a backpack slot. And if like you could technically go stimless without the what's it called? The shield, okay? But here's the thing. Your sensors have to be so keen from all directions. It is just not realistic in a sense of trying to keep track of everything. Like I struggle really hard to not have to stim with just an autocannon and everything else. Okay. It's just far too difficult, far too unreasonable to not get hit when using an autocannon. Because hunters will get you. The alpha warriors will get you. Okay. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. They will get you. And you won't be able to cope. But I would say the autocannon is my second favorite weapon. It's probably the second best support weapon for bugs. Okay, love it. But yeah, I wouldn't take it for the most efficient build out there. Machine gun is it's just like a better version of the stalwart, but it has insane recoil, and you need to stand still to reload. Bad idea. Okay, if you're gonna shoot at a what I call it, okay, Spore Charger challenge. Does it pass the Spore Charger challenge, right? Where there's just absolutely green. That's all you see. Are you really going to shoot your machine gun in there? No. And expect to get many kills? No. Grenade launcher, you could just bombard that position and be pretty sure of a couple of kills if you want, um, without much recoil. Bubble shield we've all talked about. Yeah. Uh, we really going to talk about this airburst frag launcher? No. Pick the grenade launcher. If like for any backpack slot, okay, if you want to more efficient, anything that requires a backpack slot, um, just use the autocannon. It's just better. Railgun, yeah, it can't kill swarms of bugs pretty quickly. Grenade launcher out beats it, and if you want to kill Hulks or Bio Titans, Hulks, no, Bio Titans or Chargers. Um, there are better ways to do it. There are quicker ways to do it. But yeah, again, I'm just going to ignore weapons that focus main or focus too much on Bio Titans and Chargers because they're not the biggest problem. They are um, hunters and alpha warriors. Gas, same problem as the flamer, right? Is isn't kill bugs quick enough, and you've got to be way too close to them. The old flamethrower absolutely beats the pants off this. So I wouldn't consider gas. I think this is a laser cannon, continuous beam. It takes too long to kill hordes of bugs compared to the grenade launcher. So no, even if it's got limited ammo, you can't kill them quick enough. Directional shield, if you're going to choose that, why not just get the actual shield, right? So you can use your main weapon. Because I think you can only use your sidearm or one-handed weapons with a directional shield. And then we have the arc throw, right? Unlimited, what's it called? Unlimited ammo. The biggest problem with this thing is range. Okay. I love the arc throw, arc weapons are basically all the same. Okay. In the sense, the biggest thing holding back is range. And do you remember how I said I hate shriekers? They're useless against shriekers because you do not want a shrieker flying that close to your face before you shoot them. Because here's the thing. If you do that, you got to make sure you dived out correctly because their dead body will instant kill you. Okay, even if you have shields, they'll bypass it. Not a good idea. Let's talk about the guard dogs for a moment. Okay, if you need guard dogs and you think it's the most efficient, I can pretty much tell you in the nicest ways it is a skill issue. You're not reading the map correctly. And also, the guard dogs, no matter what variant, they struggle again with targeting, shooting enemies beyond 30 meters. They refuse to shoot shriekers most of the time because they're locked into a target they didn't get a chance to kill. The aim bots on guard dogs are terrible. If you want protection against getting swarmed and chain CC'd by hunters and just picked off by shriekers, Bubble Shield is a by far better choice. Um, them just getting a few extra kills is not worth it. We have the spear. I mean, it's nice if you can stop the bugs from swarming you. It's nice that you can one-shot bar titans, but that like you need to get the right range. If it's too close, it's not going to happen. It also has targeting issues, I believe, um, up close as well. We don't need to talk about grenade launcher. We have this is the normal machine gun, right? Same issue as the heavy machine gun. Um, Stationary reload. It's not going to clear out bugs any faster than a grenade launcher. Wasp. Okay, I'll admit I haven't really practiced with the wasp against bugs, and I don't feel I need to simply because the bugs are going to be in your face. And if you can't kill them quick enough, they will jump you in the face, and this cannot handle swarms of bugs. It really cannot because it has a terrible lock for hordes of bugs. Good as a meme weapon for a couple of minutes, but yeah, nowhere near the most efficient. Ammo pack, I mean, sure, but why would you just call down a supply pod? There's ammo crates everywhere. Um, so the forward reconnaissance vehicle, like if you're going in terms of survivability, just choose the bubble shield. If you're talking about movement, just move better, read the map better, or hell, use the jump pack instead. Actually, if you're going, it is a bit annoying that you have to keep going in and out, in and out. You can't easily switch seats to fire and drive or fire and drive, right? So again, yeah, I wouldn't choose it. Flamer, same issue as gas, can't kill bugs quick enough. Well, it kind of can, but you get locked into place and shriekers will just demolish you. Um, what's it called? Shriekers will demolish you, hunters will flank you, um, and you do not want to stay that close to bugs. Okay. Um, yeah, you just get asking to get flanked with the flamer. Let's see. Recoilless. I love the recoilless because I use it for bots. Um, I mean, if you're going to use it to take out bio titans and charges, by all means. Even if it one-shots them compared to autocannon, I still prefer autocannon in terms of overall efficiency. But I love the recoilless. It's just not for bugs. Jump pack. Okay. So a lot of people swear by jump packs, and I get it. I've used it a lot, right? In fact, I've got a few 800 kill games that I haven't uploaded when I was just testing out the jump pack as well again. Problem with jump packs is you're gonna get hit. Okay. It doesn't matter how far you jump away, most of the terrain you jump over is gonna be flat. And you only jump about 1 second faster in terms of distance compared to someone sprinting in light armor. And most of the time you will be jumping over flat armor. Um, and you will be caught off guard. You will run over acid-eating plants that slow you so that you can't jump. There are glitches where you ask it to jump and it won't jump. Okay, it's just a terrible excuse for a jump pack or jetpack. Okay, like look at the EA Styles Battlefront 2. Okay, the jump clone trooper jump pack jetpack. I think it's called a jetpack, right? Because it's not like the one from Boba Fett uses, right? It's one where you can only just hop. You can't actually fly. That I would love that. I'd probably choose that if we got that, but this is just a bad excuse. It's just really badly done. Um, I mean, if you want to use it, but if you're talking about mobility and protection, Shield beats it any day. Sniper. Okay, so it struggles to killing hordes of bugs. Yeah, it can one-shot command alpha commanders, but you have to aim down the sights. It's really hard to hit and run with this thing. You literally have to take time to aim. And yeah, it can kill Titans and charges, but that's not the most efficient. And it takes way too long as well. It takes roughly the same amount of time to kill a Titan charger with an autocannon as it does a sniper, more or less. Um, and then we have eats. Um, I used eats for a while, right? I do love them, but again, when you run into the same bar titan and charger issue, do you really need to kill them? I mean, if you want a bar titan charger solution, yeah, eats are great. Not going to deny that. Um, but yeah, biggest problem is actually swarms of little bugs, not the big guys. And quasar cannon. I've actually got a few stimless runs with the quasar cannon because I thought it might be the best. Um, if you're wondering with this option, yeah. I still wouldn't recommend it because again, same reason as the eat, right? Biotitans and charges aren't that important. And you have strafing runs and hell bombs. Okay, let's go to sentries. So in placement, you're just gonna get overrun. Okay. Especially in a forest, you're not gonna have the space nor the range to actually kill what you want to kill. All sentries, I've used all sorts of sentries. Their targeting doesn't target what you want to target. Stalkers will instantly one-shot them or kill them very easily because they'll cloak, and I don't think the sentries can see them. They just get killed way too fast, sentries. Even if you deploy them really far away, they'll just get destroyed most of the time. Ignore the mines because mines just are not worth it. If you're going to use a shield, deployable shield, just bring a bubble shield. It's better. Mortars, do not use mortars. They're more likely to target the bugs about to jump your face than anything else. You just kill yourself. Tesla Tower, tried that. It dies too fast. Charges will annihilate it. And if you want to kill a lot of bugs, just use strafing runs, right? Use a stun grenade to lock them in place. Um, if I was going to choose a sentry though, which one would I choose? Probably the machine gun sentry, simply because I'll just deploy it as many times as I can, especially when I have shriekers on my ass and I don't want to deal with them because I'm running away from a million other bugs. Yeah, I'm not really going to talk too much about these defensive ones because it's not worth taking in terms of efficiency. Um, do I really need to talk about this? Right, because okay, I'm not going to go super in depth. I'm just going to gloss over them. If you're going to take out hordes of bugs, you don't need an assault rifle. A grenade launcher will perfectly do that. Marksman rifle, I'm not sure why you would choose that in terms of efficiency because hordes of bugs, cookout is better. Shotguns are just better in general, and grenade launchers. Sniper rifle, yeah, no. Submachine guns again, hordes of enemies. You've got cookout, grenade launcher, and strafe. I already explained shotguns earlier, right? Out of all these variants, okay, the Halt can stun, but switching between rounds is a bit annoying. Um, Still, in terms of just killing out loads of shriekers, okay, I'm going to choose the cookout every single day. It can one-shot stalkers, so I'm not really fussed. And if I'm talking about killing hordes of bugs, okay, I'm always going to choose the cookout over the Halt. If you need to stun enemies, you have stun grenades, right? So it kind of renders this a bit mute. Um, I also forgot to mention, if you're going to choose an autocannon, okay, I might actually be tempted to say use a Cinderella grenade instead of a stun grenade because the autocannon can temporarily just stun the charges just by one shot. Common tactical I use to give myself room when there's a ton of alpha commanders is shoot, reload, shoot, run, or shoot, run, shoot, run, shoot, reload, shoot, reload. Breakers are nice, but they can't push back enemies. They can't stun enemies like the cookout. Yeah, Eruptor, it's like a extremely slow grenade launcher. Just no. And I think you actually, do you have to be stationary when you reload? I forget. A lot of people st swear by the crossbow for bugs, but no. Okay. Um, because okay, it's kind of like a mini grenade launcher. But if you're going to take out swarms of bugs, okay, is the moment they get within, I don't know, 5, 10 meters, you are not going to shoot that crossbow. For the reason that it's going to blow up in your face. And most of the time, those bugs will be in your face. No matter what you try to do, they'll probably get in your face at least 30 times a game. So you better have another weapon if you're going to choose this, but I still wouldn't choose it. Like, what would you replace? If I replace the crossbow, okay, use a crossbow to replace the cookout, okay, you might be saying, okay, I don't need a grenade launcher. Why? The crossbow is just a really bad version of the grenade launcher, right? You're going to use this with a machine gun, but why are you going to swap a machine gun with this, right? Even if you do, like, your ability to kill swarms of bug is just going to go down dramatically. And you won't be able to create space because no matter what machine gun you use, I don't think they can push back. Actually, no, I think they can push back enemies temporarily, but no matter what you choose, no machine gun combo. Actually, let's think. Crossbow and stalwart. I mean, that's good, but I would still rather choose grenade launcher and the um a cookout simply because you can spend more time snap firing, as in fire, shoot, compared to using stalwart and crossbow. Energy-based weapons. Um, I've used all of these actually. I'm trying to remember the names of some of them. I still wouldn't do it simply because they can't really push back enemies. Even you got unlimited ammo. Those arc weapons struggle with shriekers because the range is too great. Yeah, I've tried all of these. I don't remember which one's which. Purifier, Sickle, Scythe, Punisher, actually, no. Yeah, like, can they perform better than the Cookout, basically? Right? They can't in terms of pushing back bugs, killing a lot of bugs at super close range when a hunter literally is 1 meter away from you. Flamer runs into the same problem as normal. You want to keep bugs at bay, right? The Dominator, I wish it was like a bolter from Space Marine. I would take that every day. But no, it is just not as good at killing lots and lots of hunters because you're gonna have to aim too much, right? One of the best reasons why shotguns own the primary space is because you can just shoot without really aiming, right? That's what's so great about them because they have got such great spread. So let's go into secondaries. The only pistol I'd consider for this is a grenade pistol, right? As I've mentioned, because I go ham with a grenade launcher. So this is a backup for bug holes. Um, but it doesn't really matter too much. So I'm not going to go over because the main loadout fulfills everything. Um, yeah, unless you have a weapon that can constantly stun charges, always take the stun grenade because it gives you so many ways to hold back groups of hunters or charges as well. Because even if you have an E, I would say don't take the stun grenade. Even if you have a recoilless, take the stun grenade. Simply because what if you have to reload, okay, and you're in an open field, you're like, fuck, that charge is gonna beat the hell out of me before I can reload or call down or find an E. So stun grenades are the best grenades without a doubt because there's so much versatility to give you space. And space is the most important weapon you can use against bugs. Okay, so I've gone through all of that. Sometimes I'll just blitz through it. Okay, so yeah, again, This is a diagram from the what's it called? From the solo guide, right? Always, unless you've got an orbital napalm barrage, don't shoot spread out bugs or you've got a lot of grenade launcher rounds, right? Pull back, well, grab their attention, pull back, and have them all come together and squeeze themselves into a nice one big bunch, making strafing runs and grenade launchers and any other weapon you have easier to kill them en masse. Um, and also, for anyone considering autocannon or not using a shield, bubble shield, um, right, or using a jump pack, here's a challenge I'm going to put them through. You have to be able to successfully navigate this challenge reliably and consistently if you want to be considered best build under the criteria I mentioned earlier. Okay, the one I've set, the one that I follow and use. Okay, because I've tried this and it's a nightmare without a shield, right? So this is a diagram of one of the entrances of a Meganist. Okay, the orange, they're the bug holes. Okay, let's just say you are the green. Okay, you're over here. You travel all the way down here. Okay, what will happen often is the enemy will start spawning bugs. Okay, you have to kill them before they call reinforcements. But a lot of time, you'll get enemies going through here, right? And they're heading towards the same direction as you are. Okay, and you get some bugs here. Okay, there's probably some more bugs here, right? If you go in too deep, okay, and let's just say there are some bugs. This happens all the time. Okay. Um, you get maybe a passing patrol coming over here. All of your exits are blocked off. And each one of those entrances or exits, they have a slope going up. So using a jump pack is useless. You can't jump out anywhere because the walls are too high, right? Most of the time, like 99% of the time, Mega Nests are a jump packer's worst nightmare. Because if you haven't killed the bug holes quick enough, you will get swarmed and trapped. And no jump pack is going to jump high or far enough for you to escape them without stimming. Okay. And even then, even if you can stim, you're running most of the time, making the jump pack kind of useless. Because even if you can jump and it recharges in time, you're jumping up a hill. It's not going to happen. Okay. But with a bubble shield, okay, you can go in, clear them out quickly enough, right? You can clear this out quickly enough. And should you choose to, even if they call, let's just say you don't clear them quick enough before they call with a grenade, after you try to kill them with a grenade launcher, which does happen sometimes, okay? And you want to quickly check your map. And you're like, I don't want to keep running down here because they're calling bug breach here. Okay, that's just suicide. Maybe I want to go back out there. You can easily just throw a stun grenade here, run up, and you see another patrol, you can stun grenade it, or you can just blast them with a cookout and the grenade launcher and run out, kill them, come back, try again. Okay? No stim needed. Really doable. And again, you don't even have to sweat. Okay? Um, all of my builds, you don't have to sweat to make them the best. But when you do sweat with them, they're absolutely undeniably the best in terms of efficiency. Um, but yeah, like using all your tools just by going in here. One of the things I like to do most of the time in this scenario is normally I will just go in, let them spawn a little bit, and I'll just spend an entire magazine of like 10 grenade launcher shots and just destroy everything. Because these bug holes, they can't spawn every single second, right? So if they choose to spawn the moment I enter, I just spam grenade launcher, kill them, and I know they have a cooldown period before they can spawn again. And then I'll use that moment to reload my grenade launcher and just take out all the bug holes. Okay, that's the fastest way to kill the Mega Nest and the safest and most efficient way to. And I demonstrate this in my stimless bug run of 948 kills. But yeah, this is the Mega Nest challenge. This is what all of my builds have to go through, be able to do before I'm comfortable testing this run to the absolute extreme. We also have the Spore challenge, Charger challenges. You can't see anything, right? What weapon would you shoot if you want to kill the enemy or needed to kill them because they're in your way? Strafing runs and grenade launchers, right? It's also fun being your own mortar. And then we have the cooldown challenge. How well does your build work if you're on cooldown? Because it is going to happen, right? All your stratagems are cooldown because you didn't keep track of them and you really needed to use them. Your jump pack isn't cooldown. How are you going to handle that? Because you'll get caught out a few times. No matter how good you are, you're going to get caught out and you're going to have to defend yourself. And you have to pray to God that you hope there's no bugginess going on. Okay, that when you hit a hunter, it hits. They don't just straight up ignore it and fly and decapitate you because it will happen. Um, yeah. And then we have obviously the Shriek Patrol and Atmospheric Spore Challenge. This is by far the hardest bug modifiers for any mission, and I normally have to put my build through that paces. The reason why it's such a pain in the ass is you can easily miss bug nests with this. Okay, you also can't use your map, which is absolutely crucial to help you avoid bug patrols and know when you can shoot and when you can reposition. That's what makes it so hard because you lose a pair of eyes you would love to use. The Shrieker patrols are an absolute nightmare unless you have autocannon flak rounds, because they just dodge so freaking well. It's unbelievable, right? Whether it's realistic or not, I absolutely hate it. Okay, they drive me nuts. They also fly at you when they die if you shoot with a cookout, and they'll just bypass your shields and instantly kill you. But they're just a very annoying enemy to handle in any case, right? But they have to be able to this puts you on really high alert. Okay, it's kind of like those who are afraid of the dark, or maybe they just watch a scary movie and they're afraid of the dark, right? You're constantly looking around, and any noise will set you off thinking a ghost or some kind of crazy witch is going to start chasing after you. Imagine doing that, okay, 14 minutes straight. Can your nerves handle it? Most players can't. I can't handle it. Okay, it's just unreasonable. Um, and if a build requires way too much focus to an unreasonable standard, I can't really call it the most efficient build, at least not into the standards I put it. Um, anyway, so that is a full, in-depth explanation of why. Actually, no, let me explain one or two other builds as well that I've tried. Okay. I have tried 500 kg strafe, orbital napalm, and jump pack, cookout, grenade launcher, and stun. Yeah, I didn't like it because I normally get swarmed by shriekers, super alpha warriors, and alpha commanders and hunters from multiple directions, especially when things are on cooldown. Also takes too long to kill super mega nests and way too much sweating. I've also tried strafe, orbital napalm barrage, 380, and I've tried the jump pack with a cookout, grenade pistol, and stun. I got about 650 kills, and that was relatively easy. The biggest problem with that build was that it's boring. You kind of struggle against shriekers, super warriors, and hunters from multiple directions because having a cookout and strafe does really well, but sometimes just not enough, and it takes way too long to kill super hives or mega nests, and a lot of sweating as well. Right? There's also jump pack has too many faults to be S tier, okay? Or the best or most efficient build because there's constant ragdolling. And I know you have to do some mid-air control to negate it like most of the time, but it's kind of ridiculous you have to. Like even if it is not ridiculous, okay? The jump distance over flat terrain, which is most of the time what you're going to jump, is way too small. It's great you can do all those superhero landing, but like if you think about review the footage, most of your jumps, maybe 10% of that is going to be it, right? And it's rarely going to happen over forests as well. Let's see, what else have I tried? 500 kg strafe, orbital napalm barrage, autocannon with cookout, grenade launcher, and fire grenades. I've got about 950 kills, but it's just too ways too stressful, right? And there's so many times I almost got killed, I had to keep stimming. Um, let's see. No, I haven't tried anything. Yeah, I've tried others, but they're not really noticeable. Anyway, that is kind of more or less in-depth explanation of my build, why I've chosen it, why I think it's the most efficient, why I did not choose all the other options as well. So yeah, if you enjoyed if you enjoy this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I might do more. In the end, take whatever you want from this guide. If you don't want to use the exact same loadout because you just want to moderately sweat, whatever it is, feel free to change it up. Because at the end of the day, whether you agree with this or not, the idea is to have fun. That's why we're all playing this game. So yeah, have a good rest of your day.